Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Wow. Thank you so much. No matter how big your channel is, there is some enormous channels out there. You know who you are. And no matter how small you are, no matter what, no matter if you have a channel at all, no matter what you did, or no matter how big you are, thank you so much. I've had so many people just that they can't offer anything, but they want to send their sympathies, all the way up to I know someone at Google, or actually all the way up to I work at Google, and there are 3 people at Google. You guys, you know who you are. I'm not going to say your names for obvious reasons because you're going to get inundated. I've had well over 100 people message me in different ways, like probably closer to 500 people message me in different ways on different platforms, on Discord and all your socials and whatever else. It's you guys, you 3 people, you know who you are. Thank you so much for helping me through this horrendous situation. I genuinely can't thank you enough. And not just to you 3, everyone that supported me, thank you. I'm getting emotional. Thank you so much. There it is to you. Let's have a drink. Everything is back. For me and my family, the most important thing was that we wouldn't lose our Google Photos. We have those back, but I'm sure to all of you people out there that support the channel, that like the sort of content I make, it's the videos you didn't want to lose. Yeah, the channel is safe. Thank you. Now, for me to explain all of this, I'm really going to need to go back to the beginning, as I always say in my videos, explain how we got here. I'm going to be obviously treading over, you know, what's happened already and what I've explained already in my previous video, but I feel I need to do that to give you guys the full context. And what I'm going to do with the previous video is I'm going to unlist that. That'll be down in the description. And if I unlist that, that means all of the comments, all of your incredible comments of support, is still going to be there, and whenever I have a bad day, I'm going to be able to look at that and just know that you guys, I just have so many supporters. So many people reached out that I've not spoke to in years as well, and thank you. Now, let's go back to the beginning, as I always say in my videos, and let's explain what's happened, how this happened, and how it was fixed. So I created a video on my channel called the Super Sega Scandal. In this video, we looked at, you can see I've told this story a few times. In that video, we looked at a scam console from a Spanish individual called Alejandro Martin. And this console was going to be able to play every single Sega game out there. We're talking everything from the SG-1000 Master System era all the way up to the Dreamcast. If you know how FPGA, field programmable gate array chips, work on being able to program the higher end stuff with the Dreamcast, you know that this just simply would not work unless he has some kind of crazy high-tech mind that you know, Tony Stark-esque levels of genius that no one else has. It's not possible. It's simply not possible. And as the video goes on, you'll realize that that is definitely not who this individual is. Now, it was obviously a massive scam. I was in contact with this individual via WhatsApp. Stupid mistake, my personal WhatsApp number. And I also put down a pre-order for the system. Stupid mistake number 2, I used my real bank details. Now, in my defense, I assumed it wouldn't actually get to him, my personal details. But you know, because I used, what was this? I think I used Stripe, which is kind of like a PayPal, like an online service. Now, he was obviously upset with my reporting on this. I reached out to a news site and they reported on it just before my video went live, and he was very upset. He sent a mass email out to his entire mailing list, and in that email you saw screenshots of our conversations and the chargeback that I had to put in to be able to get my money back. And in those screenshots you saw my phone number, my personal phone number, my bank details. Well, you couldn't do much with them. It was like the last 4 digits. Still, my bank details and my email address. Obviously, I was incredibly upset about this, especially when several YouTubers from all around the world and other people that were not YouTubers, regardless, I had quite a lot of people message me, Dan, have you seen what this guy has just done? Which tells me that that mailing list is, you know, big enough, you know what I mean, to talk about this. And that was before I released the video, before people knew that I was, you know, I'd made my video. Anyway, I released the video, we went our separate ways, and he has now set up a public WhatsApp group where you'll be able to join, and he would give exclusive updates on the system. He still wants to release the system, a new version of the system. And yeah, I wanted to obviously keep on top of that. Now, obviously, I wasn't going to be stupid enough to put my new phone number, because I had to change my phone number over this whole fiasco. I wasn't going to be stupid enough to put my new phone number in there. So what I decided to do was get a new SIM card, put it into an old phone, and then join the group secretly, and just sit there. Now, this individual is Spanish. I can't speak a word of Spanish. I didn't know what they were saying in this group. At first, there really wasn't much interaction, but now, I mean, there are potentially tens of thousands of messages and pictures and voice notes and whatever else, and over 99% of that is all in Spanish. I can't make head nor tail of it. I do have a Spanish translator that helped me out with my old video. What you can do on WhatsApp, you can try this yourself. Open a WhatsApp group that you're in, even if it's just one-on-one. You can click the three dots, you can export the chat, and when you export the chat, it asks, would you like to include all of the media? Now, that is important. That was something I probably should have brought up, but didn't bring up last time. You export all of the media. So I obviously exported everything. It was like a 1.57 gig folder. It was huge. You know, considering it is just like tiny little GIFs and things, and just a text, sort of a notepad just full of numbers and whatever they were saying, which obviously I couldn't make out. So I exported the entire thing. Then it gives you an option of where you want to send that. I sent that to my real phone number. That's the phone that's recording this. And I then downloaded that onto my computer, extracted the folder, uploaded that to my Google Drive, and sent it to my my Spanish translator to translate it. Let me know if there's anything worth talking about. I mean, there was thousands upon thousands of messages in this group. So what you can do, you may not know this, if you're in a group on WhatsApp, you can export that chat without even opening it. So they won't even know if you know when you open a group and it says that you've read, you know, you can see who's read it by the blue ticks, or you can click it and you see message info and it will say these amount of people have read it, these people haven't. If you're not in the group, you can export the chat and export everything, and it will still show that you haven't read anything. There you go, little tip for you. Anyway, I exported all of this, uploaded it, and then went out for lunch. I went out of lunch with my friends. On the way back, my Google Music stopped working, my Google Drive stopped working. I tried to start logging into things. Like, what's going on? Why am I logged out of everything related to Google? I got home and I realized I tried to log in on a browser on a computer, and it said something along the lines of, you have violated some kind of Google, not YouTube, Google policy of some sort, and your account is set for deletion. It wasn't until like April 30th, 2026, but do you want to send an appeal? And I'm like, what is going on? Yes, I want to send an appeal. Now, I was in a major panic. It was about 10 minutes before I needed to run out the door and get the kids from school. And I was like, I don't know what I've done. And it took me a while to put two and two together. And then it was like, what's your appeal? And the appeal was pathetic. It was something along the lines of, what's happening here? Like, don't take this away from me. This is my job. Something really pathetic. Sorry. So I said that, and then in a major rush, like, I've got to get this done. I've got to get out the door and get the kids. I stupidly, because you have to put an email in for them to contact you with their you know, their final result, their final opinion, whatever, the end result of what was going on. And I stupidly put my wife's email, but I did it, and I didn't realize this until later on in the night, but I put her email as a .co.uk instead of a .com, which meant that it went somewhere that didn't even exist. Stupid. So anyway, it took 7 days. I did not want to release the video that said, you know, please help, the video begging for help. But I then reached out to multiple YouTubers trying to get help from this, because by this point I had worked out that there was obviously something in this WhatsApp group that I had uploaded to my Google Drive that had triggered some kind of AI bot of, I don't know, that, what is this? Let's lock it down. And I was, what? You know, it took me a while to work it out, but I'm reaching out to all of these different YouTubers. I've explained my issues, and I was like, what is it? And I just, you know, I couldn't work out. So I decided I'd have a look into this folder myself, right? And let me elaborate a little bit more on the hate speech thing that I'm talking about. Obviously I can't speak Spanish. Maybe they all are hardcore hate speech type people. I don't believe that's the case. What I think's happened is there's a lot of GIFs, there's a lot of photos, and when I just quickly scrolled through, I could see that some of those memes, there were more memes and stuff, were like, for instance, there was one in particular that really stood out, and it was a thumbs up, like you get like a sticker, not just like an emoji, a big thumbs up sticker, and right on there was a certain hate speech symbol. You know what I'm talking about. And then on the sleeve, there was another type of hate speech symbol. I don't want to go and, you understand, right? And I assumed this was what it was. And honestly, it still might be. I don't know. There was something in this group that triggered it all. Either way. So I'm reaching out to all of these different YouTubers. I was reaching out to YouTubers that were 1 million and above, because I had been told by another YouTuber, you know who you are, that you have, there's certain levels of importance within Google or within YouTube. You have the top priority, which are all like, yeah, emergency services, you know, things you would expect, White House and, you know, 10 Downing Street, stuff like that. Then you have everything that's 1 million and above, and then at the very bottom of the barrel, it's everyone below 1 million. And that's obviously where I sat. So I was desperately trying to find someone to help. We reached out to 12 different people, between myself and other YouTubers and people at massive companies. I'm talking massive, massive companies that I've already spoken to, that I've done deals with in the past and stuff. We all reached out and no one was getting back to us. And I mean, I don't know why, but I think it's because this isn't a YouTube issue. Everyone was screaming at YouTube about this, but let me state, this was not a YouTube issue. It was a me issue, straight up. You know, I made the mistake. I did this. Technically, I did this. I uploaded this, even though it was unintentional and even though it was for journalistic reasons. I did do this, and it was Google that stopped it. It wasn't YouTube. It was Google that stopped this. And depending on your views, rightfully so, you know. So anyway, I couldn't get hold of anyone. So by the end, it was about a week later, I really didn't want to release a video begging people to help me, because I've seen those videos 1,000 times, and obviously you always want to help people, but they always have a negative thing attached to them. I'm not getting my words out correctly. I really didn't want to make it sound like I was begging for, you know, any kind of, especially financial support. And that's why I specifically stated in the video, do not financially support me. There is nothing you can do that would be more helpful than getting hold of someone from Google or YouTube to get in contact with me. Thankfully, that video, very quickly actually, obviously did very well on my channel, like views wise. It's definitely number 1 out of 10. Sod's law, right? But that video did get someone in touch. I explained in more detail. I do have a separate video which actually shows very, very private information, including those emails that include like my email, my phone number, email, that sort of thing. So all of this evidence was sent over, and eventually a small group of Google people had got in contact with me, and it's not just because of my video. I'm not 100% sure. But I honestly believe it was because of all of your support, especially over on Twitter as well. I cannot, again, I said it earlier, but I cannot thank you enough. No matter how big or small you are, it's because of you guys that got these people in touch with me. I was able to bring these people together, introduce them to each other. They were from different parts of the world. They set up a internal Google chat to try and fix this issue. They understood the sensitivity of it, because what's the important thing to understand here? This isn't a typical crypto hack of a channel. This was something that was so much more, and a lot more was at stake as well. I'm not trying to downplay anybody else that's going through those issues. It's horrendous. And yeah, between them, they all helped. And every time I heard an update from them, and they were very vocal as well. Thank you guys so much. It chokes me up thinking about how much you guys genuinely helped me. Thank you. It's because of those people that we was able to get to the end goal quicker and with the correct evidence, that was able to show that, you know, this was something that was uploaded on this date. That was the exact date that everything went down. And I actually gave in my appeal, you have full authorization to look through my photos drive, Gmail, YouTube, whatever you may do, whatever you need to prove that there was nothing before June 4th that, you know, I was 100% confident, and that turned out to be the case. So that's how the whole thing got fixed. One day, it was literally about an hour or so ago. I was at the park with my daughter. I could still look on Google. I couldn't open the YouTube app, by the way. I was on Google, and I tried to search for something, and oh my God, this looks different. And it basically went through this whole thing that, yes, you violated our policies. You need to be able to read and agree that you won't do this again. And it didn't say what the offending file or picture or whatever it was, but it did say that, yes, this was, it basically said that they understood it was unintentional, that they understood that it may be unintentional, you may not have realised what you uploaded, you need to be more careful in the future, but they said it also could be meme-like, but it's obviously that edge, it's really that hardcore edgy stuff that's borderline, and obviously this one went over the line, right? Whatever the meme or whatever it was. So I went through it all, I agreed it all, and I was on the phone to my wife at the time, who was just out of the house, and I clicked go. It didn't work. I hit refresh, I had to do it again, and then it was like, there is no restrictions on your account. I was like, no way, oh my God, photos, there they are. I'm working my way through it again. Photos, there they are. YouTube, there it is. My drive, there it is. And I'm like, I'm back. My wife burst into tears. It was incredible. So we're back. Everything is back. Now, let's talk about Super Sega. I'm very sorry to say, people out there that want me to continue covering this story, it's not going to happen. I am going to stop. I'm not talking about this anymore. Is it because I'm scared? Yes. This is no longer what I cover on the channel. And I don't mean I'm going to stop covering scam consoles and kick scammers and whatever else. That's still happening. I'm still going to be finding, consoles or whatever the crowdfunding project may be, and expose these people that are doing this. What I'm not going to be doing is covering people that have gone off the rail. That's not what this channel is about. It never has been. A perfect example is, go back and watch my most popular video, the Amico scandal video. That video looks into the Amico, the Intellivision Amico console specifically. Obviously, Tommy Tallarico gets caught up in the crosshairs. How can he not? He's the manager of the company. He's the guy behind this whole thing. But what I don't do is I don't do a character assassination on that person. There are plenty of channels out there if you want to find out about his situation, does he play live music, his marriage situation, his house moving, all this sort of stuff. Go and find that elsewhere. For me, I'm interested in the scam, whatever the case may be, the scandal. That's the thing I'm interested in. Super Sega, in that regard, is over. Nothing else is happening. Absolutely nothing else is happening. I'll say, okay, if another console tries to get released, that's when I'm going to start looking at it again. Right now, that man is ill. And the people that are in that WhatsApp group, you are encouraging a man that is not right. He needs professional help. Over the last 24 to 48 hours, I've had people obviously inundated with support. Can't thank you enough. But so many people are now looking at this Super Sega YouTube channel. And what he has now become is a lolcow meme. This guy goes live on his live streams, and in the last 24 hours, I think he streamed about 4 times, multiple hours. He's been naked on his live streams multiple times. I don't mean like a slight slip or maybe a little bit of a, you know, a little bit of bum. Full frontal nudity. That man has been completely naked on his live streams. He doesn't see that this is a bad thing. That man has done full on drugs on his live stream. Alejandro, I know you're going to be watching this. You know I'm not lying. You keep saying I'm lying. People are backing this stuff up and sending it to me. I'm telling them not to. I don't want to have this sort of evidence. I don't want this anymore. You are doing lines on your live stream. It's disgusting. It's horrendous. And regarding this channel, it's not what I cover on this channel. When I cover like scams and things, I don't look at the individual, I look at the product, and obviously in the same breath I talk about the individual as well, but I don't do character assassinations, and this man is not right in the head. Yesterday, when you went live and you walked away from your camera, bent over, and you're not right. And all of the people in that WhatsApp group are encouraging this, and he is taking the bait. The guy is fame hungry. He is obsessed with people watching him. He's getting a lot of views off the back of myself, Mudahars, and whatever else videos that are covering what's happened to my channel. I wish I didn't have to release that video and get more eyes on him, because I think it's a dire situation. When he starts deciding he wants to make another console, that's when I'll start looking into it. I'm going to be leaving that group. I know you found me as well. You sent me a voice note. You found me. Yes, you found me. That is me. But don't worry anymore. That SIM card's getting taken out of that out of the burner phone, and I will never be logging back into Super Sega again. That group is dark internet. What do they call it? The black internet, dark internet, whatever they call it. Levels of disgusting. If you're in that group, get out of that group, because legal stuff is probably going to be happening. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your support, and normal viewing will soon commence. I can't thank you enough. I do have a couple of sponsors coming up, and I explained that in the last one, and thank you to the sponsors that actually wanted to reach out and help me. Thank you. You guys know who you are as well. I can't say anything else. There's so many people out there that I want to thank, and I know if I start naming people individually, I'm going to forget people, and that's the last thing I want to do. You guys know who you are. Thank you so much. This isn't just something a random YouTuber says. You've saved me. Thank you. Thank you.